Hey everyone, today I'll be filming a review for you and also a wear test / first impressions on the new COVERGIRL Trublend Matte Made Foundation. I picked mine up in the shade L30. It does come with a pump, and enough talking, let's jump right into the review. This claims to have a matte finish and that it can wear for 12 hours. So I'm going to put this to the test for sure, and it also says that it's transfer resistant, which is an interesting claim because I feel like most foundations do transfer. And at the very back, what I found was weird is that it says made in US with foreign parts. I have no idea really what they're getting at, but can you see right there underneath the black bar? I found that to be really strange. And I purchased mine at Walmart and I paid $11.94. That's in Canadian dollars, and I actually had to go to two Walmarts. The first one didn't have this foundation at all, and then the second one, the displayer was pushed all the way at the back of the makeup / beauty section. I have no idea why it was all the way back there, but they were out of a lot of shades, and I know this comes in 40 shades, but they did not sell a lot of the shades. I feel like the retailer picked more so the shades and went by 10s. There was only a few that went by 5s, such as there was L15 and then I think there was M15, but the rest went by 10s, and I know that the retailers decide what shades to put in their stores, so just keep in mind when you're searching for your shade. And I just want to say that when I was swatching these shades, I swatched about 5 of the testers, and some of them are very pink because there are 40 shades within the range, so there's all different undertones, and some of them are way too pink. I remember, I believe it was L40 was way too pink of an undertone, and I'm neutral to having a more yellow undertone. I went with this one because it wasn't as pink, and I also swatched L50, and L50 would be good if I had more of a tan because it was the right undertone for me, but right now I only have a slight bit of a tan, so if I tan more I can rock that. But L30 is the one I went with, and I swatched this about 2 different times because the shade range can get really confusing, so I don't recommend that you purchase this foundation online. I really recommend that you go in store and swatch them and use the testers. Okay, I'm going to read what it says on the Walmart website. It says Trublend Matte Made's formula is developed with Flexi-Hold technology that creates a strong yet flexible film on skin for durability and comfort, while the mattifying powders absorb oil and minimize pores for a soft, matte, flawless finish. Up to 12 hours of wear, available in 40 shades. And just so you guys know, I have combo to oily skin. Right now it's more on the oily side, and my T-zone is extremely oily, especially in my forehead region. It is ridiculously oily. So I'm really gonna put this to the test. And I have tried many COVERGIRL foundations in the past. I remember I tried the 3-in-1, and that one oxidized on me like crazy. I remember I went to work and it looked like I was an Oompa Loompa because I was so orange, it oxidized so bad. That was probably one of the only foundations I've ever had to return in my life. And the regular Trublend, and that one was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but I have high hopes for this one. And this came at a perfect timing, and I'm almost out of my Rimmel Stay Matte. I got the shade 103 True Ivory. I know a lot of people like it. I really don't care for this foundation. It says lightweight. I don't find it to be super lightweight. Shine control, like I said, my oily skin problems, it didn't control the shine good enough for me, and I'm just not a fan of the moussey consistency, so I don't care for that one. But I'm definitely excited to try this one. And oh, before I get started, sneak peek, I also picked this up. I'm going to feature it on my blog, so here's a little sneak peek. That should be up in the next week or 2, so check my blog, it's linked down below. And what I'm going to do when I test this foundation, I'm going to start off one side of my face with a brush and the other side with a sponge and see how it goes. I want to apply 2 layers because I'm going to be out and about later on, so I definitely want to put that to the test. And I already primed my face, so I just used this mini travel size of MAC strobe cream, so I use this just for a base, and then this is the old packaging. I have an entire review on it. I'll link it down below for you. It's the Urban Decay B6 Vitamin Infused Complexion Prep Spray. Why are these names so long? And I'm gonna swatch a little bit for you on my hand, just so you guys can see. Oh, and when I did swatch it in store and I walked around, it did not oxidize on me. So that's really important. So this is the shade that I chose. I really don't know how it's gonna look, but again, I couldn't pick the first two shades, and then the L40 after that was way too pink of an undertone, and L50 was too dark, so I had to go with L30. So hopefully it's not a complete wrong match, or else I'll just exchange the foundation. And also, I really do like, at first I didn't like it, but it grew on me. I do like how CoverGirl rebranded. It's just really simple, sleek, modern, nothing too over the top. I do like how they just simplified most of their items. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of nervous to apply this on my face, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I usually mix my foundations, but for the sake of this first impressions, I'm just gonna go in. So I have my beauty blender here. I already dampened it, and I do have this foundation brush from Real Techniques. It's their buffing brush, so I'm gonna start off probably with my beauty blender and see how it goes. This brush is way more dense, so it's probably going to have a lot more coverage than my beauty blender will offer, but let's just dive right in. So I'm gonna just start with a pump, and I'm gonna go in on the right side of my face, so it's probably your left, but it's my right. And if you're wondering, I have a mirror right here. I kind of created like a setup where you guys could be able to see what exactly I'm doing. So the mirror is literally right here, but I'm not wearing contacts and obviously not my glasses, so I might have to look over there in a smaller mirror that lets me see more detail, because I can't really see fully what I'm doing because the mirror is really far away. This is honestly way too sheer for my liking with the beauty blender, so I'm gonna go in with my trusty brush on the other side right now, because yeah, it's too sheer. So again, I'll do one pump. This is way better with the brush already, I can tell you that. You get in the hairline. Okay, so I just applied one layer onto my face. I'm gonna give it a few seconds, and then I'm going to apply another layer, and I'm going to go in just with a brush. This is still too sheer for my liking, so I'm gonna see how it builds, but I don't know how the color is translating on camera, but in real life it's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. And like I said, I couldn't go any lighter. I couldn't go for L40 because it's too pink of an undertone, and L50 is too dark for me right now. So maybe if they carried something like in between, if they had some more of like the shades that went by fives numerically, then I could have a better match, but this is just what my Walmart so happened to have. Oh, and I never told you guys the name of the shade, so I know I said it's L30, but this is Golden Ivory that I chose. And also I did take pictures of some of the swatches when I just swatched them on my hand, so I'm going to insert that now. And while you're looking at that, I'm also going to insert a picture of the display so you guys know what to look for in case you do want to go in stores to pick up this particular foundation. I've given it some time, and I'm going to go in with the second layer. So I'm going to go about 2 pumps, and I'm going to just use the brush, the same brush for my entire face. Kind of dot it, and then I'll blend out. And correct me if I'm wrong, like I know some different brands have expanded their foundation line, but is this foundation containing the most amount of shades in the drugstore? I'm curious. If you know the answer, let me know in the comments down below. Because you always hear of like such and such brand, and it's like, oh, they've come out with like 8 new shades. You know what I mean? And I know like the Milani foundation, they also expanded their shade range, and I think they came out with some lighter shades as well. And here's a quick trick that I've been doing for years, because yes, a brush will give you more coverage if it's dense than a sponge will, but brushes often give me streak marks, so I just go in with my beauty blender with no additional product, and I just tap out all around my face just to get rid of the streakiness because it drives me crazy because I want to make sure I have a smooth canvas. So I just kind of like tap out and just like get rid of all the streak marks. So there's a quick tip for you if you have that same problem. Alright, I just applied something really quick all over my lips. My lips are just looking crazy. And this is the foundation. I've blended it out. When I did 2 different layers, it definitely layered well, and it's a great buildable foundation, but it's certainly not full coverage, especially if you compare it to, like, I'm not going to start dropping names, but you just know what some full coverage foundations are, and if you compare this one to those, this is definitely medium. You could still see my freckles peeking through, and the shade match is not terrible, but it could be better. Let's just be honest, I just had a hard time picking up my shades with the selection that the Walmart that I went to had because of what I said previously. Let's see, on my hand, this is completely dry, and it said transfer resistant, so I'm gonna take a towel and I just want to see if it will come off. This is a new shirt and I don't want to ruin it, so I'm just gonna grab a towel. 1 second. So this is just like a basic towel that I just used like to put my makeup brushes on after I've cleaned it and to get some water out. So I'm just gonna use this side and I'm just going to go over the swatch that I put on my hand. It's completely dry, so let me see if anything comes off. Very little bit. Yeah, just a tiny bit comes off. Nothing too crazy. But on my face, it does feel like it's dried. So I'm just going to honestly set with powder, do my concealer, and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back and then I'll do my final check-in at the end. Alright, so I just finished doing my entire face. I just kept it simple. I just did some basic makeup. So I'm going to check in with you later in the day. And if you're wondering, right now it's 2:36 and I got distracted, but I put this foundation on around 1 o'clock, so I'll check in soon. So it's now nighttime and I hope the lighting's okay. Let's see, right now it is 10:11 at night, and I did take a photo for you midday when I was outside walking. I was outside, inside, I was commuting. So I will insert the photo over here for you to see. That was about midday. I applied this foundation at around 1 p.m. like I said. The foundation has been on for over 9 hours, and it does say it's good for 12 hours, but I'm not going to stay up until 1 o'clock because I'm really tired today, but it's been over 9 hours at this point, so I'm going to look in a mirror. And yeah, like I said, I have oily to combo skin, so this is actually better than some of the past foundations. I'm definitely really oily in the forehead and the T-zone, so I'm just going to take a blotting sheet just to take away some of the excess oil. And all that is just off my forehead. Sorry if you get grossed out, I am so oily. Okay, so this is a blotting sheet. That's all my oil, and that's really normal for me. It's usually a lot worse, to be honest with you, and I did wear my glasses all day. I either wear my contacts or my glasses, so I'm able to see, so it always comes off around the nose area, so there's no surprise there. Overall though, the foundation wore really good. I'm going to powder it a little bit just to see, but I'm really happy at how the foundation wore. And if you're wondering, under my eyes, I just used the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define, and I have mine in the shade C1. I really do like this concealer so far. And just to set my entire face, I have a translucent powder by Estee Lauder, and this is just in transparent number 06. And I just use this guy right over here, and I'm just going to add some powder back into all my oily spots. I'm just gonna use the viewfinder while I do this. I could pick up my mirror, but this is faster. I'm sure this video is gonna be long enough as is. Okay, so that definitely took some of the shine away. And to wrap it up, overall I'm really happy with this foundation. As you can tell, it didn't oxidize on me at all. It's a pretty good shade match. and you can even tell from the photo that I inserted earlier. I really love that this does come with a pump. I wish that maybe I were to get something in between L20 and L30, but I haven't swatched it. It was not in store, so I don't know. But overall, I approve this foundation. I give it a thumbs up. I will reach for it in the future. And if you're wondering, I didn't mention, it is just like a standard size foundation. You get 30 mils in this bottle, which is 1 fluid ounce. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video was helpful for you. If you've tried this foundation already, let me know in the comments down below what you think of it. And don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And I have more content coming your way very soon. So until next time, bye everyone.